Hello all, welcome again. This is a continuation of shared memory session in VxWorks. So today's topic is shared memory allocator. Please subscribe to our channel if you did not subscribe for more fun in learning. So let's right away get into the shared memory allocator. The shared memory allocator allows tasks on the different CPUs to allocate and release variable size chunks of memory that are accessible from all CPUs with access to the shared memory system. Two sets of routines are provided. One is low level routines for manipulating user created shared memory partitions, and the second one is high level routines for manipulating a shared memory partitions dedicated to the shared memory system pool. This organization is similar to that used by the local memory manager mempartlib. Shared memory blocks can be allocated from different partitions. Both a shared memory system partition and a user created partitions are available. User created partitions can be created and used for allocating data blocks of a particular size. Memory fragmentation is avoided when fixed size blocks are allocated from user created partitions dedicated to a particular block size. Let's see shared memory system partition. To use the shared memory system partition, a task allocates a shared memory block and advertises its address. One way of advertising the ID is to add the address to the name database. The routine used to allocate a block from the shared memory system partition returns a local address. Before the address is advertised to task on other CPUs, this task address must be converted to a global address. Any task that must use the shared memory must first get the address of the memory block and convert the global address to a local address. I repeat, any task that must use the shared memory must first get the address of the memory block and convert the global address to a local address. When the task has the address, it can use the memory. However, to address issues of mutual exclusion, typically a shared semaphore is used to protect the data in the shared memory. Thus, in a more common scenario, the task that creates the shared memory and adds it to the database also creates a shared semaphore. The shared semaphore ID is typically advertised by storing it in a field in the shared data structure residing in the shared memory block. The first time a task must access the shared data structure, it looks up the address of the memory in the database and gets the semaphore ID for a field in the shared data structure. Whenever a task must access the shared data, it must first take the semaphore. Whenever a task is finished with the shared data, it must give the semaphore. For example, assume two tasks executing on two different CPUs must share data. Task T1 executing on CPU 1 allocates a memory block from the shared memory system partition and converts the local address to global address. It then adds the global address of the shared data to the name database with the name my shared data. The task T1 also creates a shared semaphore and stores the ID in the first field of the data structure residing in the shared memory. Task T2 executing on CPU 2 looks up the name my shared data in the name database to get the address of the shared memory. It then converts this address to a local address since it is a global address. Before accessing the data in the shared memory, T2 gets the shared semaphore ID from the first field of the data structure residing in the shared memory block. It then takes the semaphore before using the data and gives the semaphore when it is done using the data. I hope you understood through this example. Let's look into user created partitions. To make use of user created partitions, shared memory partitions, a task creates a shared memory partition and adds it to the name database. Before a task can use the shared memory partition, it must first look in the name database to get the partition ID. When the task has the partition ID, it can access the memory in the shared memory partition. For example, let's take task T1 creates a shared memory partition and adds it to the name database using the name mymempartition. Task T2 executing on another CPU wants to allocate memory from the new partition. Task T2 first looks up mem partition in the name database to get the partition ID. It can then allocate memory from it using the ID. Okay. So we are done with the user created partition and shared memory partitions. Let's see what are the side effects that shared memory partition option has. So like their local counterpart, shared memory partitions, both system and user created can have different options set for error handling. See the reference entries for mempart options set method and smmem options set method. If mem underscore block underscore check option is used in the following situation, the system can get into a state where the memory partition is no longer available. If a task attempts to free a bad block and a bus error occurs, the task is suspended because shared semaphores are used internally for mutual exclusion. The suspended task still has the semaphore and no other task has access to the memory partition. By default, shared memory partitions are created without the mem underscore block underscore check option. So these are all the side effects of shared memory partitions. And a summary, we went through shared memory allocation and we saw shared memory system partition, and then we saw user created partitions, how to use that, and we discussed the side effects of shared memory partition options. Okay, so with this we are done with the shared memory sessions. So we are done with signals, task, inter-task synchronization, inter-task communication, basic IO, interrupts and timers. So before entering into the implementation of timing, multitasking, semaphores, message queues, round robin scheduling, etc., we will have one more session called configuration if time permits, because most of them requested for configuration, the young aspirants, configuration of VxWorks, some sequence which we will be discussing. Later on we'll move into the implementation of all these programmatically. Okay, please kindly subscribe. Thank you for your time by clicking subscribe button and click the bell icon for your personal notifications. Please kindly share the video. Thank you.